Here.
Dwayne Urbanski.
Here.
Dave Borchert.
Here.
Rachel Fuller.
Here.
Pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Discussion and possible action on the following: approval of the annual operator license for year July 20th, 2026 through June 30th, 2027, and an annual. Everything checked out?
Yep.
Make a motion to approve Anna Anholt's annual operator license for July 20th to June 30th, 2027. Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the child safety map. This is our annual, every year go through. Nothing's changed since last year's.
And how's the data used?
It's for any offender that wishes to move into the village, either the zones they cannot move into. So when we do receive an application, we'll reference this map.
Got it. Anything else it's used for?
No.
Okay. I would move to approve the map as presented.
A second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I just have one question, if we do it. Does, one on the east side, does that now include park, walking path? And maybe that does have to be declared something first,
Yeah, it would have to. It
okay,
would have to be a park before we could,
or a pet, okay,
because it doesn't fall in the zones for the requirements otherwise.
okay.
And it's almost every subdivision out there but the newest, correct? When you look
Yeah.
at this heat map,
That and Stark Road, Long 144. Any other discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Recommendation of the village engineer related to pay application number 4 for advanced construction. This is for our lift station. Peter, how are we on that?
Waiting for the energy
Still.
still. Electric is in, gas is not, so that puts us back because we cannot do a generator test because, the technicians gave us a window and we just lost it, so that's gonna push us back probably a month on the generator to start up.
How did we lose it?
Because if there's no gas, there's no generator.
Do we wanna approve this before that's all hooked up and ready to go?
This is the electricians, this was mostly all the electrician stuff that
Okay.
he's done. So, I mean, there's still more coming, you know, we still have more payments to do, but the electrician has done all his stuff.
But this work is all done,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
We got that box moved then?
Yep, there's power there.
Okay.
Yep, we just don't have generator and so we can't do a full startup and test. And we can't put it online if we don't have a generator. So we're kinda stuck right now because of the delay with the energies.
what's the best estimation before it'll be online?
I'm hoping a month.
Hope.
I'm hoping.
Hope is not a strategy.
It's getting rescheduled with the tech, cause the techs that do all the testing are scheduled pretty tightly. And when you lose your window, then they tell you the next one you get. So right now looks like it's gonna be a number of weeks before we're gonna get them back, probably a month.
And there's nobody that can push on it.
It's Cummins, it's their generator, so,
So it's Cummins Techs.
yes. Energetics is the part for the controls for the actual lift station. That we can get done, but we can't get a generator, startup coming. So that's our delay, but once that goes, we lost our paving window too, so, basically right now, they're gonna look at trying to get another paver. Cause once this goes, they can boom, 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 bang everything out. But until, I mean, they can't do landscaping cause they still gotta trench in all the gas line. So, yeah, it's kind of a big holdup.
Could we do the road repair when we do the other road projects?
We're gonna get the paving, it's just gonna take, they won't be back right away when it's.
Right, but I'm just saying, while we have the county here, can we just have the county look at doing that?
We could actually, I thought about that, asking for a proposal and just say, what would it charge, because that would be something that we could maybe take off of advances, we could see,
I mean, it's gonna save us money and it's gonna be the same time frame anyways.
yeah, I
Stretch
mean,
is
I don't,
small.
it's pretty small, I would imagine I could get county out to do that pretty much anytime if we're ready, I don't know how that falls in because that money is there,
Right, that, it's
Already.
in the contract with.
they got a
them, so-
contract for it. So it's that's where we might fall into some gray area there,
Gotcha.
but he's actually looking into if Northeast, cause Northeast is going to the data center and they're gonna be there for 2.5 months. So they said it's gonna be mid-October before they can pave it, which it's not the end of the world as long as the curbs are done, the driveways are poured, the landscape's done. If it's gravel on that lane for, as long as it gets paved before it went winter, but if everything else is done, and, it's not the end of the world, but he's looking into getting a different paver in if he has to get it sooner. But Northeast, their schedule is tight because they're moving everything they got to the data center.
So there must be that movement within the contract if we can find a different paver to flex again.
Yeah,
There's
well,
gotta be
their
language
contract,
there.
it was supposed to be done, a while ago.
So I'm wondering if there's exit abilities in that contract.
Yeah. So he's looking into seeing if he can get another paper in,
Okay.
so, I just got that today, so.
She wants to hold off on it.
No, pay that one.
Huh?
We can pay that one.
Okay, I make a motion that we pay, village engineer, for the application for advanced construction for the wastewater, or actually water
Lift station.
lift station.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of ordinance 2026-11, fire department activities, organization, and fundraising. I talked to Pat, well, I didn't really talk to Pat, but I did get his text and,
He's aware.
well, he's not gonna like this, but yeah. We're not making all his changes.
I don't like it either, I can tell you that right now.
At this, well, we can go through this. So this whole thing basically is state law stating for any kind of fundraising for the village, we have to have an ordinance. So basically, like, the prime example I just heard today, the tornado that happened. All these people are donating to that village. Without something like this, you would have no clue where that money's going, how much they can spend, who can spend it, anything else. You guys have your auxiliary. You're not spending money through the fire department for bands and things like that, through your fire department fund. You're doing that through your auxiliary.
Okay, so that is different.
That's totally different than
Okay.
what this is.
Alright. That alleviates pretty much.
Well, that's what we told
that
Pat
alleviates
before,
most of
so that's why.
it. See, I didn't hear that, so,
Yeah,
alright,
So as I read it, this is funding outside of the auxiliary.
correct. This is for government, for the municipality. So like the fundraiser you're gonna do for the boardwalk or downtown or whatever.
Okay.
And we can change the dollar amount to how much you wanna spend. He just put 5,000 in. Ours highest is 10,000 per emergency.
Yeah.
I mean, you wanna change it to 10,000,
So.
that's fine.
So funding like this would be used for examples, just help me with the examples. So if the auxiliary is funding the fundraising side,
We have no control, say so over there.
but this is, I mean, what would be the uses of these funds, is what I'm asking.
The fundraising for the bridge, the boardwalk we're doing.
Okay.
Anything that comes in through municipal, if someone passed and said, I wanna leave $100,000 to the village of Radom Lake,
Okay.
basically, we wouldn't have any say-so on who spends it, who does what with it, nothing.
And so what you're saying is the fire department will fall under the same umbrella that we've had.
If they donate it to the fire department, yes. If they donate it to the auxiliary, no.
And this is for a contribution to the fire department, as I read it, correct?
It's for all municipalities, but the fire department falls underneath.
Well, this particular one, it's specifically for the fire department.
Okay.
I know where you're going with it, and I'm gonna look into seeing if we have a separate one for the village,
Exactly.
but this one right now is just for the fire department.
Because you'd want those to sync up is kind of
Right.
where I was going with
Yep.
this.
Yep.
So if this is the fire department's, the village should almost look identical. If the funding amount is 10,000, the fire department should be consistent with what the village is, so that you've got a policy that's easier to administer. That's where I'm going.
Correct.
Would it be possible then to just add something in here saying that it is not, it does not pertain to the auxiliary?
I think in the blue, I don't know if you can see that, does not,
We have no control over the auxiliary.
I get it, the way I read it, this is to take control as part of the auxiliary.
And not at all.
That's why, if we can just add it, that would, you know,
if you wanna just take
okay,
a
see,
second.
I didn't see,
If you wanna just take a second.
Well, that's,
No, we got your notes over here,
that's.
for
not
about the control of the auxiliary funds from your attorney, so.
okay, see, I didn't see any of that, so.
Yeah, we're not trying to take control of your auxiliary funds.
Okay. See, it's in here, so that,
Yeah.
and I didn't see, so, sorry, I didn't get the packet emailed to me this last 2 times either.
Well, it's being sent to your new email.
I never got anything about a new email. I got the initial about the new email, but I never got anything else.
So you didn't set it up?
Is that right, Sal?
Thank
Marcus,
you.
Yep.
Marcus, you wanna look at it?
I'm good.
Okay, anybody else?
So yeah, I mean, if you wanna change that to the 10,000, we can, on both of those. He said you can change the dollar amount, that's not a big deal.
I would, if there's no other opposition on, I mean, as long as we as the village are following the same consistent policy that's in place for the fire department, I would support that.
Well, it's the other way around. The fire department's gonna follow us.
Whatever, they're running parallel.
Yes,
that's all.
they are parallel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wayne, got anything? Aaron, nothing else? We're good?
No, like I said,
From
this
the
is all
department
been
side?
there for, just saying that it's not pertaining to it.
Not at all.
Then I would move to approve, or, do I have to have a hearing on this? No.
No, just for you.
Okay. I made a motion to approve the ordinance with the modification of the spending the 10,000 to mirror the village policy. And with that, it would follow what was in our packet. Does that make sense?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Recommendation of the beautification committee related to, and the public works committee related to Venter Street between First and Second. Rachel.
Yes, hello. Alright, so I believe that the picture is in the packet of the proposed new outline of Triangle Park. This has been talked about at length in the beautification committee, as well as it went to Public Works. I know that the Legion met on it, and talked about it on Saturday, this past Saturday, and they unanimously, voted to approve from their respect of supporting this project. The biggest difference is, yes, Bentert Street would become a one-way from north to south, which addresses some of the public safety's concerns with that intersection. But it also allows for a larger space for Memorial Park to actually give the Legion and people of our community more space to pay their respects. And in addition, it gives us the ability to have a sidewalk along that side, so people who do park on Bentert Street, currently facing north, but will be facing south if this goes through, would actually be able to get out of their vehicles and step onto a sidewalk, so that improves the accessibility of the park and also just the safety of the parking. And no parking spots would be lost. If I didn't say that, that was one of our goals, is to see, only even discuss this if we maintained all of the parking spots that currently exist.
Rachel, do you know, will the backing radius as you come out of the parallel park be more or less than as it is today?
I did not ask Mustafa that question, so I do not know.
Well, you pick up, because of the one-way, you pick up not two traffic, going which way.
You're still turning into one lane of
Benefit
traffic.
that, yeah. I was just curious if the radius moved at all.
It's a good question.
And then it also gives more room for the snowmobile club, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was one of the, we've been trying to work on a new plan for this park, meaning like putting in a pergola or a gazebo of some sort, and maybe a walking path and some greenery to just make it more inviting and make it a place that people want to spend time in our downtown and pay their respects to the people who served. And we've struggled to come up with a design that maintains the snowmobile club trail within a safe distance of the railroad track with the current space available. So if we were able to gain that extra square footage on the west side, that allows us to have a sidewalk and allows us to have a little more flexibility in the space to still have a place for seating and also keep the snowmobile trail going right through there.
Right?
I'm speaking on behalf of myself, so, but I'm also on a Legion, Center Legion, and I was at the meeting on Saturday. Currently, the Legion that we have here in Random Lake has expanded to include Adel and Batavia, incorporating 3 Legion groups together, 30-some plus members. I think, first of all, I believe that I abstained at that motion, so I'm not sure if it passed, but we had said no. I'm not in favor of a one-way street, but I think the veterans and those who serve our country, and something they could do, and hopefully make it nice, nicer, I'm in favor of it. I'm in favor of having more snowmobile potential parking for the downtown area. And what I understand is from the current Eagle Scouts is that they're looking at another project down there. Not a small little, some kind of stuff to have like small bands and that kind of stuff, a potential playground. So I'm not in favor of always a one-way street, and I was always questioning it. But if we have, speaking as a Lion member of the Legion, 30 members, more people working on it, more people to address the, not just Random Lake had their own, Adel had their own, Batavia had their own, all together. I think this would be a good idea. So I'm speaking as a citizen, not representing anybody, but I'm giving you my opinion on what was there, and I think it's important.
Thank you.
Deb, can I ask from a Globe Lanes perspective?
We feel that if the village thinks it's that important to change that, I mean, we go along with the village. You guys are smart enough.
Okay.
The only thing is, we wanna make sure that snowmobiles will be able to park there. Cause if you're bringing a sidewalk down towards Second Street, there's not gonna be a whole lot of room there. So it's gonna have to be up more towards the gazebo.
Well, we're taking 12 feet, so sidewalk is what, 4 feet? So we still have another 8 feet that we're gaining.
Well, I just wanna make sure that the snowmobile club will be able to still run through town. I mean, I'm not a snowmobiler, but you know what? It brings a lot of people into our town.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I think I really like the idea of that park getting, you know, some attention and make it a little more special, so that.
Some flowers would be pretty.
Right, just dress it, would be fantastic, and if the sidewalk helps that, I'm support of that, and I'm also just cognizant of I would say kind of there's key businesses around there, the Globe being the primary and Keggers the secondary, you know, right next to it, across the street, and then you got probably, pizzeria, and if it doesn't impact parking numbers, which to me it doesn't, so I can see that, and if there's not an objection on behalf of those members, I personally don't, I could like either way on it, but I think to beautify the park, I'm all in favor of that, so that would take me over to that.
Yeah, the real problem with it was you have to have their vision triangle with the railroad. And for them to do anything, that pretty much took up most of the park, and especially on the corner right by you. So they really couldn't
Yeah,
beautify
that's
it.
by
and-
Second there, it's very
Right.
skinny.
I also believe that there may or may not be, some work on trying to get a UTV off of Fingerly and off of what's, I think, on J Road, potentially to follow that track, you know, like Snowville Trail.
Oh.
Potentially in the future, 5 years, 10 years, who knows? But that's a bigger thing, cause that's open a lot more than the snowmobile trails.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
And, you know, if they could get either, maybe not continuous through, but just a finger lane off of it, that you come in and then go back out the other way versus going all the way through town. There may be some kind of a work in the future to try to get that done, which would also be helpful to the people downtown.
So the village will follow the sidewalk then, in the winter?
Yep,
Sorry, Peter.
It's not that much more, really, I mean, a couple hundred feet, that's all.
It's only a lot when you get 2 feet of snow.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not a big fan.
You're not a fan.
I'm not a
our
big fan.
biggest thing is piles,
Why is that?
we pile snow.
I'm not a big fan of one-ways.
I'm sorry?
I'm not a big fan of one-ways in town. I've been here for 64 years, and I just think it's gonna cause more for downtown people that come into town, that being a one-way. I just think there's gonna be a lot of initially, and even people that come in that
Haven't been here for a while.
haven't been here for a
then
while,
all of
and they go
sudden-
down, it's the same as what the,
The cops
stops.
gotta be more lenient then.
I just think it's gonna cause a lot of trouble, cause the bowlers are so used to going both ways, and I get that you wanna keep a park there, but I still think there's not gonna be, it's gonna be a lot more confusing than for people coming in from out of town all the time, just because we're such a small town.
Timing of the project, so this is part of our the road
Road
project as well. Do we have a timeline on that right now?
They're shooting for right after Labor Day. Don't have an exact date yet.
And how are we, going to try to manage to keep, I was just thinking about your season, for parking available as long as possible on that street? I think that's gotta be a key.
So the one way's going north or south?
The one way's
Goes
going south,
south, and the snowmobile trail comes in either way.
either way.
Yeah, depending on permits, they
So
would
they
have that done first.
they'd have traffic either way.
Is the village looking at doing this right now, or waiting till after the project, moving of the sidewalk, or are they gonna make it a one-way now, or is it?
When they don't do the road project, it would be all part of it. Yep.
why, do you got it set for sure that the one-way goes north to south instead of from south to north? 'Cause most people come over, it's through K, come through there, and then look to see if there's parking, or else park in front of Kaggers or pull into our parking lot. You know, I don't know, is that for sure what, gotta be that direction?
I don't think it
You know,
has to
you
be that
think
way, I think
most
it
of
was
the
just
people-
easier coming off Second, you got that funny turn.
The lines are going all like this.
Well, they
When-
gotta
when you
redo the
redo it,
road,
yeah,
they're
when you redo
redoing the
the
road
road.
anyways, but, you know, most people come in off K,
Coming down
coming down our
First
way,
Street,
coming down First
they'll
Street.
come First Street instead of coming
You know,
down.
instead
see
of,
what you're saying, yep.
instead of coming to the stop sign, the four-way stop and coming down that way, they usually come this way and then turn that way, and either
That makes
park
sense.
there and go to Kaggers, or come to Glow, because
Yep.
that's a street parking, so anybody can park there. And I was just thinking, to me, it would make more sense to go from south to north, but
Nope.
it's, what, you guys can talk about whatever you want,
I think
That's-
if
I'm not the village.
If you,
You will probably lose one, you will probably lose park spot going the other way. Because the one spot right in
Oh,
front
the
of
one
the
right in
road,
front of their door.
you can't have angle parking there, the road will get too narrow.
Yep.
They'll never fit through, so you would lose that spot.
Well, you would definitely the other way too.
You might pick up one at the end, flip it the other way.
You could probably get an angle, you could
You
probably.
could move
get
that one
an
at the
angle.
other
You
end.
could probably get an angle and
At
make
the
it,
other end.
If you came up
Yeah.
this way.
You're gonna pick
the
up
idea
it there.
was that
yeah,
you try
Yeah,
to
but
get
you
it-
could-
because now they don't have to see it right.
You could have one at this end.
So you can probably add one, so it'd be a lot.
Right.
It'd be a
That's
lot.
right.
It's just the way you strike it.
Right,
And that was-
yeah, striping, we can stripe it anyway.
Let's keep-
We probably differentiate one way a little bit.
Yeah,
too.
looking at it that way,
This way,
I had other ways.
and then they
Flip
do
it.
that way,
Be more of an
here,
indicator
you can see a
that
spot
it's
over
one
I
there.
agree, I just say
Yep.
that we wanted to
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either, that,
I
make.
that's fine,
Make it
That's easy
coming
enough.
in the way to say it was, always, so we're not gonna change it.
that's a Peter job.
That's a,
Take a look at it and
you got
see.
angle parking, you got, in front of Globe, you got straight, and then you got angle.
Only just
on
one,
the-
but you can do
on
the
the
one
west side,
straight on the other
And
side
then the
too.
other way, they all park flat.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah,
one way or the other.
that shouldn't be an issue.
But it got to be public works, right, or.
Yep.
Yeah, you can look at it,
You can,
kinda look at it.
we don't have to approve this, right? It's already approved, or,
No, you wanted it pulled out, we have to approve this.
okay, just wanna make sure. And then, yeah, then they can, over the next 3 months, make a decision, you guys can all come down and make a public works meeting and make a discussion and see what's the best. Maybe even give it to Clark Beach to say, you know, what's the best, you know. What's the best.
But I think if you ask any of Kager's customers, they come in off K, either down the hill and turn that way and find a spot, and if there's a spot open, they'll do a U-bangy right there and pull in there, you know? And if not, I mean, they're not gonna go down that way and then come around and then have to go around again, you know,
That's
it's
the way I
fun.
come by you too.
Oh, that's where you come by us, that way, yeah.
Same way that you
Yeah.
said, I go the other way.
90% of the people, I bet you,
I cut it to parallel.
Sidewalk, you know, without changing, one making it a one-way street, you can go for the sidewalk.
Without making it a one.
This leaves the street the way it is. With the sidewalk.
Then no sidewalk.
There's a sidewalk on that west side, or there used to be one.
There is,
on the west side, there is a sidewalk, yeah, yeah, there is.
Sidewalk on the west side. There used to be a sidewalk on the east side too, but it's kind of
Partially,
covered.
no, just-
Yeah, it's kinda covered.
Just a partial,
Just a
just
partial
like
cover.
3, cause I used to run over it with the lawnmower.
Alright.
Yep.
More?
Ask
No.
again.
You got more on it?
Nope,
Well, I'm gonna flip a motion out there just because I feel we need to go forward. I guess I would make a motion to allow for the park with the sidewalk as the committee has described. However, I'd like the committee to reconsider the direction of the one-way.
I'll second that. Motion and a second, any further discussion? Those in favor? Aye.
I abstain because I'm on it.
And one abstention. Approval of resolution 2026-03 Lakeview Community Library, or Joint Library 2027 contract. We talked about this last year with them going forward with the 3% increase. That's what they're asking for this year.
I'll make a motion to approve the annual for a total of $52,518.21 for the year 2027.
Second. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consent agenda items. Within the consent agenda items can be considered individually if the village board chooses to do so. Any objection going straightforward? Hearing none.
I would make a motion to approve the consent agenda here.
July 20th, 2026 village board meeting minutes. August 4th, 2026 general checks. August 4th, 2026 utility checks. And August 4th, 2026 fire and ambulance checks.
I now make the motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Staff and committee reports. Stephanie.
Alright, well, we had our aluminum can collection cans were put out at the parks last week. Thank you to the fire department auxiliary for letting us put them out at their picnic. Currently I'm working on trying to figure out where we can turn the cans in for their largest profit. As you can see, the booths are out. In-person absentee voting is happening until this Friday. Voting at Gables on the Pond was conducted today. Last week we sent out a request for quotes for new insurance companies for the year. So I sent that out to 11 different firms and the finance committee will be reviewing them in September. I've been working with Ellers on the road project financing and they're going to be proposing that at the next meeting on the 17th. For upcoming, we got a records request for video footage of an incident that happened at one of our parks last week. Voting equipment, public testing is gonna be this Wednesday at 1 o'clock. The election is next week, Tuesday, the 11th at 7 a.m. And then lastly, we're looking to schedule a Board of Appeals meeting here in a couple weeks. That's all I have.
Any questions for her? Peter.
Things we've been working on since the last meeting, aside from the daily rounds and pass cutting. We did do mastic on Jesse Lane. We didn't go any farther because the mastic we had was just enough to finish. But I think it's a lot smoother. The residents have told us that they're happy we did something finally and not such a rough ride over there. We did street sweeping and cleanup for the parade, fireman's parade. Set up barricades and took them down and worked that Sunday for the parade. We were hauling out the spoils that we had left over from the water main break on 144 and hauling out the compost. Hauling some gravel back in. We did get our 20% of the village sewers have been cleaned and televised. We have a new sewer report for the north end of town, Grand Avenue, part of Allen Street, Wolf, and Western, so we'll have a new sewer report to go through, look at any problems in our sewers in those areas, do about 20% a year, and then they will come back with recommendations as far as what repairs need to be done. We've had quite a bit of utility locating with all the different things going on around town with building and, building permits and different things people are looking to propose or build. We did have to do some repairs on the boat launch pier. Not sure what happened yet, but somebody ripped the end of it off. So we had to do some welding down in the park on that. Moved it quite a bit. So so I'm not sure, we gotta look at footage, see if we can come up with something why that got wrecked. Let's see here. I don't know if you noticed, but the Schaller subdivision got paved last Friday, Thursday and Friday they were in there. So they did the curbs the Friday before, so the final lift on the new subdivision over there is all on, so that's all paved now. Nice, they did a nice job, it's really looks good. Upcoming, we do have some spot areas of asphalt that we're gonna be working on and patching. We do have some storm drain, some manholes that we have to work on right now, a couple that we gotta get done before the road project starts, that we're gonna do some repairs on, along with some inlet cleaning, and then hopefully get back on our pallet racking at the DPW, storage building, so we can get that organized, cause we're just run out of room in there, so. But once we get pallet racking set up, it'll be a lot nicer. That's all I have for right now.
Did we, Peter, go through the budget for the sidewalk shaving? Is that all finished for the year? Did we go through?
They
all
haven't
that?
started yet,
That's coming?
they're coming though, yeah.
And then the mastic the same?
For next year,
Yeah.
yeah, there's definitely stuff we can do.
So we need to budget accordingly for how much
Mhm.
mastic.
Mhm.
Do we have that kind of set for which roads would need mastic?
We don't have it set, I mean, there's roads that I would use it on and roads that I wouldn't.
We should get our arms around that
Yeah.
for budgeting next
Yep.
year.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Anything else for Peter? I wanna thank everybody.
I have a Parks and Rec.
Oh, go ahead,
Committee, is that good?
sure.
Just so you know, we finished a walking trail, last
Okay.
Saturday, or Friday. I took a walk on it today, and it's, well used by the deer. Lots of footprints in there, so if you wanna go see some deer. But, and they got, I think, 7 benches or 6 benches in it, so it looks really nice, and I wanna thank the Boy Scouts for it. We did talk to them, and we wanna kinda set up a parks and recs meeting, so we could come up with a name for that trail, potentially. I know it's not a park, it's a trail, but it should be recognized, and they do have an idea, so we would discuss that. And we also did have a discussion, at the Legion meeting about trying to come up with a official name for the park that's at First and Bender. There's a Veterans Memorial Park, is it this, is it that, is it this and that? Now that they have incorporated 3 of them, they'd like to make sure they would try to come up with something and potentially making sure that it's not dedicated to any one person, because then somebody else passes away or gets killed. So I'd like to set up, as soon as possible, if I can get hold of Rachel and set a night or a meeting to discuss that stuff. But the trail is nice, and I think it could be used for cross-country skiing, potentially too. If it crosses a snowmobile trail, then you can put a snowmobile sign on the snowmobile trail, ski crossing, because they do that up north all the time. But they did a great job.
I do have signs coming.
Okay.
For no motorized vehicles for that trail. No unauthorized.
What's that?
No
Yeah.
motorized.
Putting the
vehicles.
motorized, unauthorized motorized. Is that it?
Yep.
Thank you. Wanted to say thank you to all the volunteers and everybody that came out to the fireman's picnic. Guys did a great job this year, like the new setup that you guys have. So thank you for that. We talked about it a little bit, the September road project, no exact date yet, but we'll keep you informed when we do have the dates that they're planning on starting. We're waiting for some DNR permits yet, or railroad crossing permits. We're still waiting on that. Gary, thank you for the articles you've been doing for Music in the Park. And all your articles for the village, that's very much appreciative. Next year is Random Lake's 120th anniversary. So I'm working with the Historical Society and the Chamber. We're trying to put something together for next year for a celebration. And then maybe do something like every 5 years, have a big celebration for our anniversary, so stay tuned for something with that. Starting next month, or this month, next meeting, we're gonna have Bill Gearing give a monthly update for county, what's going on with the county on the agenda. So look forward to that. And the other thing is budget time is coming up, so all the committees, please start working on those budgets so we can get those over to Dave and get something figured out for next year. And that is all I have. Public comments on non-agenda items, limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Please state your name and address. No back and forth commentary is allowed during this item, as the public comment item being addressed is not listed on the agenda.
Dwayne and the board, Brian Leeson, 17 Hickory Drive. I'm actually here representing the Hickory Glen subdivision, which are the 15 properties that are along the southern border of the lake. It's for information for the board. We had one of our annual meetings last week, and during the course of that meeting, we determined that there's pretty significant interest in our members to consider gifting the outlot that we all partially own. There's an outlot that's a corner lot that is bordered by East Shore Drive, Hickory Drive, and Lake Breeze Lane. It's approximately 3.4 acres. About 2/3 of that is wooded, the other third is grass. Today in our covenant, it's described as dedicated green space and parkland. But we wanted to at least reach out to the village and say, hey, we would have some interest in gifting that land if you might have a use for it. And I do think potentially, I do understand you are looking for a location for a well, that I do think that we could probably convince our property owners within the subdivision that that might be an acceptable use to put that in there, because there's a lot of woods you could hide that building in. So I just put that out there as information for the board to consider, and then if there would be interest in having some dialogue around that, then I would ask that you reach out to myself or one of our committee members, and then we'd love to have further discussion to see what we might be able to do together on that.
Very generous.
If you could stick around for the closed session item,
Sure.
if you have time.
Yeah, I do.
Thank you. Lois?
Yes, excuse me, Lois McHenry, 97 Evergreen Drive. I'm just actually wondering when the building of the proposed silos that are supposed to be running along Evergreen Drive, being put up by, I assume, the company that is leasing the Bertram building, which was the Times Printing building. I'm wondering when it's going to be on the agenda of the board and for discussion and obviously then voting. I can't imagine that the community members that are so directly impacted, those on the south side of Christine's Way, which, you know, their view out of the back of their homes and their backyards will be significantly different looking at silos versus looking at, you know, tree line, and some further to the east, the building, you know, wouldn't have concerns. I'm also wondering, will that affect their property value? If I lived there, I would have the question, why are those silos, proposed silos, being put on Evergreen Drive, which is a main entrance to the village, versus the other side of the building, which is an industrial side and wouldn't be impact any kind of residential neighborhood at all. So it's basically just, you know, a question, because I saw something in the sounder and have not seen it on the agenda since then, so I was just curious. Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? People in line? Thank you. Discussion on future agenda items? If we have nothing, you know how to get hold of Stephanie. Consider an act by roll call vote to enter into closed session for the following: pursuant to state statute 1985 1E, deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public property, investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons required to do so. Lands to purchase for well number 3 and park.
Make a motion to go to closed session.
I'll second. Motion or second, roll call vote please.
Blaine Warner.
Aye.
Wayne Urbanski.
Aye.
Dave Borcher.
Aye.
Rachel Fuller.
Aye.
We are in closed session.
You want me to stay?
Yeah.